Okay, so ever since Monday, this May the 2nd, this whole Supreme Court leak caused a huge, storm in the nation. People took to the streets, and there's a lot of protest everywhere. But going back to this case, the Supreme Court heard the oral arguments in December. Okay, that's how it started out, and then from Mississippi. And once they were done, they went into conference and took a vote. It's basically a straw vote, and they had 5 votes there to overrule Roe. So I guess at that point it was assigned to, naturally it goes to the Chief Justice, but in this case, Chief Justice John Roberts decided not to keep it, and he turned it to Justice Thomas, and then from Justice Thomas it went to Justice Alito. So, when moving forward, all they need is 5, right? Because right now there's 6 conservative justices, which of course we know John Roberts the least conservative there, because out of the 6. So all they need is 5 to overrule Roe. So this is kind of a situation that none of us were looking forward to when Justice Barrett was pushed in there by the Senate, and she was confirmed, and the speed that she was pushed in there, we knew that this was not good in some ways, because she was replacing a liberal justice there, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and so some of us that watch these things, naturally the whole nation was watching this thing, those who are interested in things like what's going on right now. I was concerned when Justice Barrett was sent into the Supreme Court, because I know she's extremely conservative, and her track record, we all know what her track record is there as far as being conservative. So yes, they're all of them are intelligent. They're all extremely, good at what they do. But here's what the situation is now. This is a pretty, and I said, as I was talking to individuals a couple of days ago on the phone, I had mentioned to one of the viewers that had called me and said, well, what do you think? And I said, well, this is not a good thing for the nation, to say the least, right? Because even though it appears that it is simply an abortion rights case, when you seriously start looking at the court and their decision to overrule Roe, it is just a start. And here's what I mean by that. It's just a start, because if they start with this landmark decision that was in 1973 is when Roe was passed, right? So if they actually start with this, knowing that a generation grew up with this, and it's going to cause a complete storm within our society. And so if they were bold enough to take on this thing, then what's next? Are they going to go after 1965 case where the couples are allowed to go and get birth control? Are they going to go after that? So where do they stop at that point? So their view obviously is not in line with 60% of the population there in the United States. There's only, I believe, a 28% support for overruling Roe. So it is not a very big majority there. This is 18% were undecided. They had no opinion as far as Roe and this court decision to try to overrule it. So right now, yes, Justice John Roberts said that this, when he confirmed this, he also said the language could change. What that means, it's simply that they could decide to either tone it down, which I'm not exactly sure how they're going to do that. But on the other hand, when you look at their decision to take on this and to take a vote amongst the justices and clearly have 5 ready to go, and that's all they need. So it marks a new beginning in our American society, because if they start here, then where do they stop at this point? And then when you're looking at the justices, the Supreme Court's legitimacy, they're basically looking at a barrel that's looking to take away lifetime appointments of these judges, and that's coming. So if they actually go through with this ruling, that's what they're looking at. They're looking at their legitimacy could be in peril, because all of these judges that when they were nominated, basically they said they support precedent. So what that means is they basically support the way the law is. They understand that it was challenged a few times, and then now they have the majority. But when they were being nominated and they were being questioned under oath, mind you, they all said the same. They basically read out of that playbook from the Federalist Society, which said we support a precedent, and basically we have no reason to try to overrule this law, because it's been the law of the land since 1973. It was challenged, and we have no reason at this moment to try to bring another challenge to it. So anyways, they took the straw poll, went to Justice Samuel Alito, and then after when he was assigned this opinion, he basically, his statement was that this was, I quote, egregious to start with, and they need to overrule it, unquote. So when we're studying what's going on with the court right now, it's just the beginning, in my opinion, of things to come. So they would start with one of the toughest ones, which is abortion rights, and then possibly move to marriage rights after this. I mean, who's to say that they won't? I think at this point, gay marriage is at stake at that point, because they might try to go right at that with that in mind. They may just go to gay marriage and try to take that out. So there is no telling where they will go, and there might be a move to limit. If they continue this, there might be a move to limit their lifetime appointments. So that's something that could be in the pipeline as we speak, because what else, choice are we, basically left with at that point? So I would support that. Personally, I would support removing lifetime appointments for Supreme Court justices, because everything is possible if they are doing what they're doing, which is pretty bold, knowing that a generation grew up on this, and they're attacking that particular case there. So that said, this could be just the beginning, and everyone needs to support this and make sure that when there are protests, everyone is out there. And personally, I strongly feel that if there was a million-person march, a million-man march, or million-woman march in D.C. Within this, before the midterm during the summer months, I think it would send a signal. It would send a signal to the court that if they pass this thing, they really are looking at trouble down the road as far as their own lifetime appointments. So and it could happen. Who's to say that it couldn't happen? If they push the society in this way, then I think everyone will get together and decide that we may need to limit their lifetime appointments. And I would, at that point, support it. Right now, I am unsure about that, but at some point, I think if they continue on this path, the justices, I would support it. And I would also, once again, when Justice Barrett was being sent to the court, at that point, I knew there was dangers involved with this, with her nomination, because of her track record, of course. She's extremely conservative, and we knew her track record, and we knew that she, right after she got in there, replacing a liberal judge, liberal justice, that this thing would actually, be attacked. Roe would actually be attacked. I had a strong feeling when that's why I had called for expansion of the court back when Justice Barrett was being nominated. I said we have to either threaten the expansion or actually work on it. But then when Joe Biden, when someone asked him, he basically said, no, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in expanding the court or stacking the court, as they sometimes refer to it. And I was reminding everyone that, look, FDR did this. He when the legislation that he was trying to pass was being threatened. I'm talking about Social Security, unemployment, Medicare, Medicaid. When they were attacking it in the court, he basically, FDR basically threatened to expand the court. And he said, I will take it from 9 to 15. So all he had to do is threaten it. He actually didn't even do anything. He just threatened it, and the legislation basically passed, and Social Security, all these key legislations that we're kind of living with right now passed. Medicare, Medicaid, and all the unemployment. This was extremely important to the nation. So all they need is 5 in this particular case to overrule it, and they have the 5 votes. And this is whether Justice Roberts says the language could change. That was simply, in my opinion, doing some damage control, or I don't know, however you want to frame that. But my opinion is this is a risky situation for the entire nation, not just for women's rights. This to me is a step in a direction that's basically a wrong direction that the justices are choosing, the court's choosing right now, because naturally not all of them are going to vote for this, only 5. But if they have that majority there, and what's next is what people are saying now. Are they going to go after some of the other like marriage rights? They really could go after marriage rights, gay marriage, and really try to go there. I'm sure they're going to have support there in their base. And once again, they're not going to look towards what kind of polling is on that particular issue. They're just going to go, because right now they're looking at 60% of the nation supports Roe. So they're completely disregarding that, these 5 justices. So, and in their view, they would like to take us back 50, 80, 100 years. I mean, it's really, in some ways, when you study this, it's kind of medieval. Because now, as soon as this thing passes, if they overrule it, then 13 states out of 26, I'm sure, will basically immediately make that into law. But there's 13 of them that have triggered laws. And Texas is the most recent one that passed the legislation there, that they have what they call trigger laws, and immediately, as soon as something passes in the Supreme Court, they don't have to wait. It could happen almost immediately in Texas and some of the other 13 states that are trigger law states. So, if I could recall, it's I know Idaho is one of them, Colorado, Wyoming, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas. I'm just going at the top of my head. Tennessee, Kentucky. I'm thinking I'm missing a few there. But the point is that the 13 of them have trigger laws, and they're going to go into effect. Another thing that this is so risky and dangerous with, because some of the states are going as far as trying to criminalize someone traveling from their state to another state trying to get an abortion. So they're actually trying to criminalize that. And so this is why this is so dangerous. And everyone needs to come together, not just women, men and women. Everyone needs to come together and make their voices heard and be involved in the protest. That way the justices know that this is serious and the country is taking this thing very seriously. Because if they begin here, my point is, where do they stop? And are they really going to go after some of the other cases that were just passed, like marriage rights? So they may go after that. There is no telling what they could go after. So go after the 1965 contraception case. I am very concerned at this point, just like everyone else who cares about rights. So this is not just about abortion rights. This is about rights, period. So if they take away these rights, if they take away this right, then what else are they going after, is what my point was earlier. So I'll try to keep myself informed in exactly what's going on, but this is kind of it's kind of causing a major storm out there, and I don't blame the public for being completely upset over this situation where this leak happened, and now they're realizing that something could pass, and this case that passed in 1973 could be overruled by 5 justices who basically are not in touch with our current society, because that's how this thing feels. So I'll keep everyone updated as far as my viewers are concerned. I know most of the viewers that I have are extremely intelligent and extremely bright, and they understand these issues, and that's why this is the third video I have made on Supreme Court and the leak that happened this Monday. And I know I had some emails there requesting some, I think the email that I had was in regards to trigger law state, and I explained exactly what that was, where Supreme Court passes it they have already passed legislation that it just automatically takes effect in their state. So there's 13 trigger law states there. 26 will basically ban it almost immediately, but 13 out of them are trigger law states. So we'll keep an eye on it and keep you informed. And thank you for watching. And please subscribe and ring the notification bell. That way you can get to watch my next video that I put out there. Once again, thank you.